And I once again, this is okay. So this is interesting. This is a conversation I had with my friend today. It's a very unique conversation because we have barely talked to one another, but we actually got the time to sit down and talk to one another today, and we had some kind of valuable conversation. So to get to the point, this conversation was about intelligence. It was about what actually is intelligence. It was very valuable conversation. I found it really valuable. I think I gained a lot from this conversation. I just have so much to say. But anyways, what is intelligence? The first initial thought you receive from intelligence is that it is someone who has the ability to retrieve facts, who is able to regurgitate that our solar system has 9 planets and that the sun has performs fusion within itself. That is all. Is that really intelligence? No, that is just memory. A lot of people recognize this nowadays, and they also recognize that people used to think of intelligence like this. They also recognize that uh, it is no surprise if you think that intelligence is like this, right? But as a kid or whatever, but as you grow older, you start to realize that intelligence is not actually the ability to retrieve facts, because the people who have the ability to retrieve facts are not really the ones who end up in the most high paying jobs or with the greatest education. Unless you are accounting for medicine, yes, it is true, but medicine is also highly analytical and requires you to act on the spot, especially as a doctor. Or either that, or be it lawyers, you also are required to act on the spot. So intelligence is very hyper specific. It is not something that is broad. It is true that there are different kinds of intelligence. There is the intelligence of there is mathematical intelligence, there is scientific intelligence, there is historical intelligence, um, there is geographical intelligence, and all the thing that distinguishes these, you find in common in everywhere, is in intuition, and intuition is what distinguishes these things. So in a way, intelligence and intuitions are kind of two sides of the same coin. Why do I say that? Because if you have a very intuitive in the street language, if you are very intuitive to get your ways around, say Harlem, for example, not trying to be racist or stereotypical, but if you're trying to get your way around Harlem, you are a certified hood person who lives there. You have a very specific kind of intuition. You have an intelligence for Harlem, right? If there were a job that required knowledge on Harlem, you'd probably excel at it because you have a very specific intelligence. So you may not have the jargon. It's very easy. You can make up your own jargon because it will be a completely new field. Point being, intelligence is hyper specific. It is not something that is limited to someone who won an Olympiad or won I don't know, who won the spelling bee. No, it is not hyper specific to those, or someone who's able to regurgitate a script from a speech from a script. It is not that. Intelligence is an intuition, right? It is spatial awareness. Most of all, spatial awareness in a specific field. If you understand how physics is constructed for knowledge, you are intelligent in physics. You are physics, the intelligence of a physicist. If you understand how mathematical constructs form, you understand how mathematical behavior performs, you have mathematical intelligence. This is what intelligence is. It is spatial awareness of the thing you are committing yourself to. And this applies for life as well. Lots of stupid people, they go into life, they think, oh, get a good job, drive a nice car, get a good spouse. No, this is very redundant. This is very stupid to feel. This is not what intelligence is. It is even very hyper specific. Intelligence for life, knowing what you want. Even though you may not have the intelligence for, say, logic or mathematics, you can still have the intelligence for life. It's just that you are spatially aware, you know what you really want, you can draw that out. It's just that you are not spatially aware about how to do those things, how to do those other things. So you understand yourself from toe to head, you understand what you desire in your innermost heart. Yeah, it's totally true, you could be stupid in every respect. But that is another time for another day. And most importantly, intelligence most important thing for both intelligence is that it is not permanent. It is not stagnant. On the contrary, Sorry, that was a mosquito. But on the contrary, intelligence is actually something that is much more deeper. It is not stagnant. You could become stupid tomorrow if you get into a car accident and lose your memory. You could become stupid. You could become smart tomorrow. You suddenly wake up and realize, hey, what am I doing? Actually, I have 5 fingers and 1 hand. Why am I not doing something more than just sitting here in my room and talking to a screen? Yeah, it is true. That is intelligence. If you will, it is not stagnant. It is very special. And the thing about special, another special thing about intelligence is that it is difficult to study. Why? Because it all exists in the brain. How the brain does things. Neuroscience and neurotech people, some skeptics, some physicalists might say, oh, we're actually going to understand the brain. It's just a matter of time. But some non-physicalists say, no, it's not true. My position is I am agnostic about that. I do not know if you can really tell much about them, especially since I believe in God. But that is beside the point for the video. The point is that intelligence it's a tricky thing to talk about. When my friend from the other side of the room say, hey, actually, you Mister are very smart in these respects, but I am street smart. Street intelligent, okay, that may be true, right? But that doesn't mean I can't be street smart. It doesn't mean that I can't be street intelligent. You have, the most successful people. People think, oh yeah, they could do this, they could do this. But they probably couldn't talk to women. They probably are stupid people, right? In other respects, because they excel at one field and then they must de-excel at other fields because it has to be an opportunity cost, right? They surely don't have that much time. But the contrary is completely opposite. Take you have lots of polymaths. In fact, the most successful people in the world, most brilliant minds out there are polymaths. They excel at multiple respects. Einstein could play the violin. Lots of mathematicians, sometimes, especially the Asian ones, they can play the piano, right? They have all this intuition and they have wives. So actually, all of this street intelligent talk is just freaking hope, man. It is not actually real. It's not actually true. You can excel at many things. The real copers, the real ones who are really non-intelligent, are the ENFs. Yeah, but it's besides the point, right? So I hope you learned something from this video today. I hope you found it valuable. I hope you enjoyed it. Yes, this is my third lecture. It is just a person talking to himself on the screen. Scrutinize, always scrutinize. Scrutinize me especially because you are listening to me with your ears. Scrutinize what I've said today. Scrutinize what I've said in previous times. Keep questioning, keep asking questions, and do your best to discern truth. Right?